Hello there guys, and welcome back to Age of Wonders 3. I can't actually remember what it was I was doing. It's been only a day since I last played, and I just seem to have completely forgotten what I was trying to achieve. I remember I was sending this army north to explore a little bit. We found a friendly village here. I said I was probably going to try and clear these things and then move back a little. I think I also said this would probably be a good place for another city because it does give us some production, gold, mana and research. Obviously some of the things that we do want to do is to expand, because the more we expand, the more research, gold and mana we will get. So we definitely need to do that. What can we do with this army? We have taken a little bit of damage, so I think we will heal up just a little bit there. Let's just have a quick look at this city and see what it is currently doing. It would be nice to get a settler out as soon as we can. We don't have the option of doing that right now. I think in order to do that we actually need, the builder's hall, so that's going to be queued up next. So we will end our turn. Our borders have popped there, slightly larger. Still got some nasties roaming around close by, which we do need to be careful of. We do have another very small army down here. And we do have these dragons, so we are going to have to be very careful. I would love, absolutely love, to get a city founded up here. And I probably will. But I think for the time being, I really need to bring my army back, because we've got a lot of stuff that we're going to have to deal with, I think. Can't attack you on this turn anyway. Can't do an awful lot at all. I just hope that dragon doesn't pop into the city. Be really annoying if it does. Okay, interesting. So, another hero has offered to join us, which is another Archdruid. Now, I could accept. I haven't really got an army for them to lead at the moment. I think what I am going to do, though, it's quite a lot of gold. I think I will accept, just for the fact that I can bundle that leader onto this army. So this army now has 2 leaders and 1 Storm Sister. Not exactly effective, but it's better than nothing. Against something like this, it could actually probably, win quite effectively, to be honest. But it's that dragon that I'm more worried about than anything. We could merge these 2 armies together, but I'd sooner have them sort of defending the realm. So there you go. We've now managed to research our seafaring, and that's basic seafaring. And then if we research advanced seafaring, we can then go on to logistics. 10 turns though, so it's probably not worth doing that. Let's look for something that we can research in a relatively small number of turns. So let's have a look. Let us go for the Fireball. Fireball is always a useful spell to have. Just trying to keep my eyes open for whatever may be around, especially that dragon, because I'm not too sure where it went. Okay, we're going to have to deal with these guys, because these guys can be quite aggressive. So we are going to go down here and attack with this army. Very likely victory, as expected. Now, we will have to use our hero units to fight, because unfortunately, you can only cast 1 spell per turn. So, if you have an army full of heroes, it doesn't really help unless they have ranged abilities or melee abilities. We do have quite a lot of hit points, so we can afford to take a little bit of fire without too much problem at all. Storm Sisters are taking a few shots, which I do not approve. So let us see what we can do. We will move our Storm Sisters forwards here, and we will take our triple shot at these guys. Now the chances are that it won't do a lot of damage. However, I haven't got the ability to shock yet because they haven't been upgraded quite enough. When they get to elite, they can inflict stun, which is very nice. We're just going to shoot at them. We are going to shoot darts. We do have a range penalty here, which isn't really great. We do get 3 shots though. And we are going to shoot at you with our bow. Not an awful lot of damage at all there. We could try and cast a spell with our leader. Of course, our leader isn't here. The only thing we could go for is the Seeker Enhancement. So we'll end the turn and see what happens. Hopefully, they won't all just instantly go for my Storm Sister. I actually have quite a lot of health, those. I'm a little bit worried about this hero now. But I think we should be good. That was a little bit more damage than I wanted to take. Which hero is this? Is this the new one? No, this is my... What are you? You are a... rogue. So let's do some insta damage on a unit with you. Right, that should kill you off. Indeed it does. Storm Sisters, do as much damage as you can to these guys. That nearly finished them off. If we can get you to kill these guys off, because they're only archers, so they shouldn't do an awful lot of damage in melee. You should now be safe to try... Oh no, you've used all your moves. This might be the end for this hero, actually. That was a really bad play on my part. Yeah, these guys are going to come around here and kill my hero. Which is a little bit sad, because I've now lost a hero. Although we will get more offers from more in the future, so it isn't really the end of the world. You guys might as well just take the shot here and finish them off. But at least we have cleared up that army, which is the main thing. Now later on, you can actually get an ability that allows you to resurrect a fallen hero. Obviously I haven't researched that ability yet, but we will get that soon. We actually have some things on the ground now because the blowpipe was dropped by our fallen hero, so we can pick that up and use it here. So that was a little bit of a shame. What are we going to do with you? We might as well clear this place out, actually. Hopefully not lose a load of units in the process. So it is the start of a new turn, which at least means that we can cast some spells should we need to. Now these little buggers are annoying because they have a lot of blight damage. And as high elves, we don't particularly like blight. A lot of ranged units here firing at me, which I do not approve. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is start firing at these guys. There isn't really any line of sight penalties, and these things don't have a ranged penalty, so we'll just go for the maximum range. 3 shots. Hopefully that'll take them out. Right, so they were the biggest threat. We've got the similar big threat on this side, so we're going to repeat the process, and hopefully they're dead as well. Brilliant. Okay, so that's the 2 biggest problems sorted out here. Our spiders can't really do an awful lot. We could try and go for a web attack, but we don't have the movement to get close enough, but we're certainly going to put them onto the front line. We could go for a heal. I don't think we really need to. What other spells do we have here? We have our Hornet Swarm, which might not be a bad idea. Just get them nice and weak for the next round. And then we will send our swordsman forward. Wipe that unit out without any retaliation. And can't quite get forward enough with our Union Guard, but we'll put you there just to protect our hero. These guys will probably just take a triple shot at somebody. Oh no, they're actually moving around. That was quite strange, moving all the way around the back just to get the flanking hit on those guys. A little bit annoying, but we could just quite nicely and easily take you out with our longbows from there, though. Well, at least that's sorted anyway, and we've got that farm. And we get ourselves a boar. We'll take that reward. It gives us a free unit. It's not the most useful of units in the world, but we'll send it back to the city and reinforce our army there, if we can. You still require orders. You're going to start moving your way back to the capital for now. Or should I have a little look up there? Not sure yet. I'll think about it. My borders have expanded, which is very good. You do need orders. I think we will have a little explore up here just to see what we can see. Don't think we have any immediate concerns. We will probably have to clear this out at some point anyway, because I'm sure we will end up taking this city over, whether it be via diplomacy or... I doubt it'll be conquest, because I don't usually do that. You guys seem to be fully healed, but you can't get there on this turn anyway. But we'll certainly move you forward. So you guys need orders now. I am going to move you back up here where you can recuperate for a turn or two. So you can just go and sit up there. That boar is going to work its way down to the city, and then at least we'll have an army of 3. Even though it's not a particularly good army, it's still an army. So a new day has dawned. This city has finished producing whatever it was producing. What do we want here next? I think we certainly want a builder's hall. Getting a pool of the firstborn will be quite good, but it's very expensive, and so are the units, which makes it a little bit pointless. I think what we should probably do is go for the wooden walls, just in case it gets attacked. We don't have enough cities to warrant losing any of them. And we'll get a rider's hall built as well. Then we'll be able to get upgrades on our boar riders, which will be nice. You are going to attack these guys. Should be nice and easy. So let's get that sorted. They've only got 3 units. I think only one of them was ranged. I think they've got one initiate. So the initiates are quite weak. They can only fire once. And it won't do a huge amount of damage. There we go. These guys are swordsmen, so they're not really going to be able to do anything. Now again, remember, it's the start of a new turn. They are high elves, so they do have the weakness to blight. So we can go for a triple hit with the Hornet Swarm. We've already done a massive amount of damage to them there. Seems a little bit of a shame to waste our archers on the initiate, but it's the closest unit, so we may as well. And we will move forwards. We are going to take a line of sight penalty for this, whichever way we do it, but we'll get 2 shots. And we'll certainly do enough damage to take them out anyway. This unit's actually quite highly promoted now. It is currently elite, so it now has projectile resistance. It's fully upgraded archer unit. I'm going to move these guys up here just to stop these guys cutting through in that direction and attacking my archers, because that is what they like to do. And I am going to move my spiders up here to try and do the same thing. And I'm going to move these guys up as well. So if they want to come through, they're going to have to come through a lot of melee units to do it. Haven't had a chance to web anything with my spiders yet. Sure we will do at some point. Okay, took a little bit of damage there, but I protected my archers, which is what I wanted to do. Could finish them off with the archers, but the archers are already elite, so let's just finish them off with these guys and get a promotion for them. Give them the XP. So there we go, they've got 45 gold for that. There's also a pile of gold there, which I should technically just be able to pick up. Which indeed I do. Obviously I'm at peace with these guys, which means I can walk through their territory. So we certainly should do. Got some unexplored ruins there, which would be nice to get. So I'm very conscious that I'm leaving my borders quite undefended at the moment, which is probably not a good thing. We are going to need to clear that out at some point and quite quickly. We'll wait till we get another unit, and then we'll consider going to deal with that. I'm not sure at all where that dragon has disappeared off to. I would like to establish a city around here somewhere. We certainly like to take that dwelling, and then we'll be able to produce our own dragons. Now, dragons are a little bit nasty. They're not the easiest things to take out, but having dragons on our side will be absolutely immense. We certainly need to make sure we take it before anybody else does. So, let's have a look up here. Should we try and take those ancient ruins? Well, we can certainly have a look and see how difficult it says. Now, it says it's only strong. Strong is actually relatively weak. We've also met Merlin, who is a human sorcerer. So I think diplomacy, we will go for a peace treaty, see if he accepts. He's quite indifferent, so he may or may not. Peace treaty, that's what I said. So we'll send that proposal and see what comes back. At least we know where he is now. We know who we're up against. It's a sorcerer. So let us go into these ruins. Very likely victory. Couple of relatively weak units. That ogre may be a little bit more tricky. So when you find ancient ruins or dungeons, they're given a level. It's like strong, legendary, strong, epic, legendary, mythical, I think something like that. And as it goes up through the levels, they get more and more difficult, which basically just means you get sort of harder mobs to fight against. Not too much of a problem, really. These guys are going to be our biggest threat. So what I am definitely going to do is I am going to... How much damage can we do to them? Not as much as we'd like to. And these guys have blight protection. So I think that's possibly a little bit of a waste. So I'm going to use my archers, try and do as much damage to these guys as possible. It will take a little while for these guys to get over to me, so that's not really a big deal. Can hit them from here already, actually. And they've actually got 2 turns of bleeding, which helps quite nicely. I'm going to move these guys forward to protect the archers. Now, they will cause a line of sight penalty to the archers on the next turn, but we can always use our spell to give these guys the ability to bypass that. We could attack these boars. It's probably a little stupid. We'll take retaliation anyway. So what we're going to do is just guard up, which means they can no longer be flanked. And if these guys move, they're going to take a hit anyway. So they're going to have to attack us. We can't get close enough to web them, unfortunately. But we will move our spiders forward. We may be able to web the ogre on a later turn. And you still get a move as well, of course. Not too sure what we should do. I think what we will do, actually, is we will go for that Hornet Swarm on these guys. We'll just do as much damage to them as possible. They're already very low. Maybe the bleeding will get them with, see, 4 damage from the bleed at the end of that turn. So they're already very weak. They are attacking my spiders, which is quite nasty. Actually lost my spiders there, which is a shame. And a bit of a sneak attack on my leader, which I do not approve of. So, you guys are going to fire at these, just because you can, and it's nice and easy. And you can fire at them. You don't even get a penalty, actually. You're just in the right spot to be able to shoot them. So we've got that ruins cleared. A little bit of a shame we lost a unit. Trying to think where we got that unit. I think it's something that we summoned. So we may be able to summon another one. So we get a reward. We get some knowledge, we get some gold, and we get some boots. Now, we've got a choice with these boots. We can either sell them for 185 gold, or we can take them. Let's see what they give us. So obviously they're only a strong piece of gear because they came from a strong ruins. So they give us forestry, which allows us to traverse dense vegetation through dense vegetation, which we can already do as high elves anyway. It also gives us wetland walking and +1 defense. Not particularly good, but I will take it for the time being because the extra 1 defense is better than nothing. What you can do if you have other heroes is you can actually courier it directly to your other heroes, and depending how far away they are, it tells you it'll take 1, 2, 3 turns, just depending on the distance. So it is a shame that we lost that unit. I don't think we have enough mana to be able to pop it on this turn. Well, we don't have enough casting points. We definitely have enough mana, so we'll get it on the next turn. Fireball has been researched. We got that, of course, because we did pick up that extra little bit of research. Root Spears is a spell that I like very much as an Archdruid. It does 20 damage to the target, and basically it attempts to hinder them, removing 50% of their movement points for 1 turn, and it's quite cheap to cast as well, so definitely going to be picking that one. So we've taken a little bit of damage here. We've got some more independence. And they're actually quite weak, so we could possibly take them out and grab this watchtower. So we're going to go straight into another combat. I appreciate that we are down a unit, but everybody else is relatively well healed here. And then we'll withdraw back down towards our own end of the map and start protecting our own borders. Concentrate on trying to get some settlers out and get another couple of cities established if we can. So they do have a couple of ranged units, which are going to be a bit of a pain. Unfortunately, we cannot do a Hornet Swarm because we don't have enough points to do so. What I could do is give one of these guys the no line of sight upgrade. Oh, you're out of range now. Let's just take the double shot. The problem with doing that is it means it'll take even longer to be able to summon a wild animal, so I'm not going to bother doing that on this turn. You guys are going to have a massive penalty wherever you go, really. So you're going to take a double shot at these guys. See what you can do. You are going to take a triple shot at these guys. So we do have the range strength. It does help a little. There we go. We did some damage. And then you guys are going to move forwards, and you're basically just going to be a meat shield, trying to stop them from getting through. You can come over here, and you can do the same thing. Okay, let's let them have their turn, see what they do. They take bleeding damage, so they're going to move into position. Fair few shots. Luckily, we do have that projectile resistance because of the upgrade that we got. So they've decided to send their crossbows through. You're going the long way around, which isn't really going to help you. So we are going to take our triple shot at you, because you're annoying, even though we didn't need it. It's a shame that we can't take one shot against one unit and then 2 shots against another one. So we had a triple shot saved up, but then 2 of the shots become wasted, which is a little bit of a shame. Should get the full 3 shots at these guys. That's it, you're dead. Now, can anybody reach him? Yeah, you can. He does have first strike, so we will take a hit from this. He gets to hit first, we hit back, and they are dead. Which is good though, because we now get this watchtower, which means it gives us a much better view. We can actually see up here into Merlin's city, and we can see that he has a leader who is a draconian rogue and a fairly small army there. But we are going to be pulling back because it's not really safe to be up there. I still don't feel confident with this army size in trying to take that camp as much as I would love to clear it out. There's that dragon, certainly hovering around its borders. Now this one's only a wyvern actually, so it's not too bad. It's not the most difficult thing to take out. We'll certainly be going up there at some point and introducing ourselves. So it does have 44 health. It can inflict brain rot, which means that units suffering from brain rot have a minus 20% to frost resistance, which is a little bit of a pain. Immune to mind control. It can fly as well, of course. This is an undead creature, though, so it can't actually regenerate its health, which is very useful. It has 100% blight protection, which isn't great for us. It does have spirit weakness, but I don't actually think we have... Oh, do we have a theocrat? Yes, we do have a theocrat, so potentially he is our best leader for trying to take that dragon out, but we'll see what happens when we get to that. So we are at peace with Merlin. He has accepted that offer. Dragon looks like it's flown back out of our way, which is good. We are now able to cast our spell. We've met another dwelling, which we are instantly at peace with, which is over here somewhere. And I'm quite glad about that, because these things, titans, are very, very nasty. You can't actually really tell how big that is from the image. But look, this thing has 108 hit points, and I'll come up to around about his knee. These things are huge. So, what are we going to do? We have our spider, our summon wild animal. Might not be the same as the last one was. What did we get? In fact, we actually get a boar, which is a little bit of a shame. But we are going to take this army, and we are going to backtrack our way. Merlin has accepted proposal, met the dwelling of Silix Rand, which is this one up here. Which is actually strange, because these guys are evil. 800 gold to join my empire. I could actually get them to do that, but it's an evil empire, so I'm not going to worry too much about that for the time being. What are we going to do with you? Absolutely nothing on this turn. We're just going to end the turn and see what happens. So our alignment has changed to good. We have a couple of builders' halls produced. I can hear that dragon flapping around, and it worries me greatly. Okay, so this is my elven city. You can now produce a settler, and that is exactly what you are going to do. And then you're going to pop out a unicorn, and we definitely want stone walls here. We could probably do with a guardhouse as well. An army needs my orders. You guys are going to start heading back home. Did Did I just run over some haste berries? Okay, so that's as far as you guys are going to get. Is it worth me trying to take that? The kobolds, quite easy to take out. The warg, quite easy to take out. Unfortunately, they all have blight protection, which doesn't really help me. But this thing is the pain because it's a tier 3 monster. I don't feel confident. I'll just end up losing units. It'll set me back even further. So you guys are just going to sit still. We'll end the turn. Root spears have now been researched, which helps greatly. And we've got units down here invading us. That dragon's on the move again. It's making me paranoid. Okay, so we have researched root spears. We could go for rust strike. I'd like to get another rank of druidry, but it's actually quite a fair few turns to do that. This ability can be quite nice. All enemy mounts become feral for 2 turns, and units with feral mounts suffer a -12 movement penalty. So that can be quite a useful thing. I think we will take that just because it's a relatively quick one to research. Our main army does require orders. We're going to bring you down as far as you can. We could actually go up there and have a look. We probably should explore over here to the east a little bit and see what happens. So I'll probably go and do that. Should we go and take these guys out? What have we got? Orc Scoundrel and a High Elf Scoundrel. Yeah, I think these guys should be quite easy to take, even with this relatively cruddy army that we have here. We've also just found a bandit camp, which is probably where they're all coming from. So at least we can go and take them out soon. There's also a cartographer's tent there, which will reveal bits of the map. So I don't feel too bad about finding those. So hopefully this fight will be relatively straightforward, even though we do have a relatively crappy mix of units here. They're not even Storm Sisters, are they? Ow. Stop it. And they're all scoundrels, so basically they're all archers. Wonderful. Okay, so... Oh, they are Storm Sisters, which is good. So you're going to move forwards, and you are going to have a... Well, you get a ranged penalty... Well, you get... Yeah. That's a ranged penalty and a line of sight penalty, so you might as well just take the triple shot at these guys. And that way you'll do the most damage. Didn't quite take them out, which is a bit of a shame. I guess we can just send these guys in. We'll probably end up losing them, but, you know, at the end of the day, they're a magically summoned creature. What can we do with you? We could shoot darts. Of course, the blight protection doesn't help. Which ones of these are the elves? The ones in the middle. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to shoot the darts at these because they don't have the blight protection. Oh, no, this isn't the blight one. It's the dart gun. I should have gone for my longbow, really. That would have done more damage. Okay, you've got the crippling wounds. Oh, that way, you're just a very, very slow unit. It doesn't have the crippling wounds, it's just really slow. We could cast a spell with our leader, of course, which could be useful. We don't have enough for a Hornet Swarm, because it's double cost, of course, we're not here. We could go for a Fireball, which would do a fair bit of damage. Probably should try and take that unit out, just to save the boars a little bit. And let's end the turn. Yeah, I pretty much figured that they'd go for the boars. And we lose the boars, of course. Which is a bit of a shame. Okay, triple shot against you. Let's see how much damage we can do. Didn't manage to take you out, sadly. But we will have a shot at you. You are dead. And you can't actually get close enough to do any damage. You're a really poor unit. And we can cast another spell, actually. So I think that might be what I do here. Just to finish it off. Just to make sure we're safe. And again, we're now back down to a relatively small army. In fact, that wasn't a summoned boar. That boar was the one that we actually got for free when we when we took over that ruins up there a little bit earlier. We can't quite make our way over to that cartographer's tent just yet. We're going to sit here. I would like to reinforce. We do get an upgrade, though, which is quite nice. And what we can do is, I think I'm going to use the full 5 points on Druidry, which will just give us extra casting points. Our main hero also gets an upgrade as well. Not too sure what would be the most useful thing for her to have right now. Blight protection would be nice. because of course as a high elf we do suffer from a weakness to blight. And I think we'll also use, let's see, what would be nice to take. Cure disease, not all that useful right now. Range strength, because we do attack with range, and we have 2 points left to spend. I think we will go for some melee resistance. So that is pretty much all I can do for this turn, and I think that will be the end of the video. I'll just put those guys to rest. So what we've currently got in the works, we're going to go and clear out this brigand hideout over here, which will stop it spawning these units that will attack us. We'll also go and take this cartographer's tent, which will reveal a little bit of the map. We will take our main army up in this direction, have a little bit of an explore over in this corner, reveal the clouds, see what we can see. We will eventually get around to clearing out these guys and going after the dragon place. And hopefully we can produce a couple of settlers. I'd like to have one up in this area, take advantage of these tombs, which we will also have to explore. And we'll probably have one here as well, because we do have these resource tiles that we can take advantage of. So there we go, we're getting a bit of growth. We're still managing to wipe out some of the enemies. We've also met one of our opponents. We've actually met 2 of our opponents now, although we haven't actually found where Baradir the Bold is. He's somewhere over here to the left. We've seen one of his units, but we haven't actually seen him directly. But I am happy with the progress overall. So I hope you guys are still enjoying the series, and I'll see you next time. So until then, goodbye for now.